Jeromy, Miss Sandra gave me this Moldavite to take through the lab, and before she creates a pendant for you. So this side of the lab is all dedicated to authenticating Moldavite. And
That's the fun part.
Moved away from me.
So, I know.
So the first thing we do is we look at the surface texture, the color, and the shape, and the kind of the glossiness of Moldavite. And I gotta say, I authenticate Moldavite all day long. For a
really nice piece.
For a lot of people, and this is a really nice piece. And actually, there's several good collectors out there. Sandra's collector is really exceptional. So he finds pieces that aren't broken or chipped and have great texture and potholes. Right, but they don't have gouges or grooves. So there's a lot of good collectors out there, but Sandra's collector is just truly exceptional. Sorry. So the first thing we do is we compare it to Moldavite that has been vetted. And you can see this has a slightly different surface texture.
Show him a big one.
I'll show him a big one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You can see the texture, the color, and if you hold it up, I don't backlight it at this station here, but if you hold it up to the backlight, you can see through it a little bit better. Okay, she wanted me to show you a big one, so I got a couple.
That one.
There's some big ones that Sandra lets me keep in here. Most of the time, she keeps all the big ones in her.
Excuse me, puppy.
Okay, so let me show you compared to what we collect as fake Moldavite. And then this piece here is from China, and I believe this one here is from India. And this is what I call my Heineken beer bottle Moldavite. So it's obvious.
Nice color.
But this is something that everyone should do, and I get that everybody doesn't have a collection of Moldavite to compare it to. But you can look at some pictures out there and check the color, the gloss. And the next thing we do is still not exciting for Miss Sandra, but it's measuring the hydrostatic specific gravity. So really what we're measuring with this kind of sophisticated analytical balance is the density. So if I had a balloon and a lead ball that were the same shape and size, the mass, the weight for that lead for that same volume is much heavier, much denser. So that's really what we're measuring, is the density of this Moldavite. And the fake Moldavite usually has a pretty high density, hydrostatic specific gravity compared to Moldavite. So Moldavite from this particular region of the Czech Republic ranges from 2.27 to 2.46. with a target around 2.35.
That's all Moldavite in general, though, right?
It kind of is, but this I found that the target for that region is what shifts just a little bit, and it's based on how much entrained air is captured in here, because that kind of changes the density. Okay, so the first thing we do is we weigh the Moldavite, and this one weighs 5.
I said 5.5. I was close.
My scale's a little better.
You bet.
5.465.
Mine was 10. How much was yours? Oh, I'm not going to go there.
You really want to know how much?
No.
And then the next thing we do is to weigh it on this tray right here. Excuse me, reach up here, so I'm going to have to kind of get out of the way. Okay.
Got balancing act.
Yeah, I have to make sure I don't have any bubbles on there. I do have a couple of bubbles, kind of entrapped air bubbles when I put that in there. Okay, so our first number was 5.465, and our second, and I write that down here. This is the calculation. I really don't have to write it down, but I will for your video here. And then in distilled water, it weighs 3.128 grams. So our calculation is 5.465 minus 3.128. I know, Sandra, you really don't care. The bottom number is 2.
Moving on, fast forward.
337, and then I take 5.465 divided by 2.337, and I get 2.34.
That's pretty
Yep, it's right there. It's well within the range and very close to target.
Cool.
This one is number 8333. So we record, Sandra gives me a record number for every piece of Moldavite, and
Just
she...
put Jeremy's, you need to give it to him then.
Pardon me?
So you can put his name on there, Jeromy.
I will do that for you, babe. Let me get this out and dry it off.
Got distracted.
And then we come down to the fun part.
Yes.
Oh, I have a piece up here from that I was working on.
Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry. This
see
takes
that
a little
piece?
bit more time.
This piece is from a different,
Oh, this one's
spectacular.
mine.
No, you don't get to keep them all.
I know. It's a occupational hazard.
All right, let me dry this off a bit, just a bit. So we're putting it underneath the Moldavite, underneath the microscope. We're going to see the surface texture. Well, let me get this out here just correctly.
You hear a puppy, and we bring him to the office.
Yes, he gets to come to the lab. He's my dog, my puppy. And so now you can see the surface texture of the Moldavite. Let me get this a little bit better in frame here.
Oh,
So this is a binocular microscope, and it projects up onto the screen here. So I can run my finger across here, and you can see. And now we see the surface texture of the Moldavite, which is really very interesting. And actually, I can already see bubbles down inside of there. I can see lots of small bubbles everywhere down inside of there. But
it's almost like a topographical map.
It does kind of look like a topographical map. And when Sandra sits here with me, she often finds faces and images.
It's like looking at clouds.
Whatever, babe. Okay, so this is not what we really want to see, though. We want to look down inside the Moldavite. And to do that, we actually wash the texture of the surface off with this fluid that has a refractive index that matches the refractive index of Moldavite. And I know that's the boring part, babe. This one actually has a very curved surface, so let me adjust it a little bit so that it's not running off onto my microscope. Sorry. Being a little difficult there for me. All right, so let me wash that surface out just a little bit more and turn the light down a little bit, getting a little glare there. Okay, so now we can see a little bit better into here. And what we're going to do is we're going to zoom down in. I had to focus as I zoom in. And now we're now we're seeing lots of bubbles.
Stress lines and holy cow.
Yeah, so you can see stress lines. So let's talk about that. So the meteor impacted into Germany, and it had this spew field. It spewed debris up into the air, molten debris, really, really hot debris up into the air. And as that debris was cooling in the air, it created stress and locked in stress into the Moldavite. And that's what you're seeing inside here is all this stress. Okay, it also locked in gases that couldn't escape, and that's what these bubbles are. These are gas bubbles that couldn't escape as it was cooling. Now, it didn't do all the cooling in the air. Some of it happened obviously when it hit the ground, and that's why the surface textures are there and so different. Let's zoom in a little bit more.
Yeah, every one of these is so different, but they're also, it's like natural art.
Okay, so I'm getting deeper and deeper into this Moldavite, and you can see some bubbles are really crisp and some bubbles aren't because they're at different depths. Some bubbles are really crisp and some aren't. They're at different depths.
Now,
of the
is
Moldavite.
there some fun stuff right like there?
Yes, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. So we have a lot of stress in this one. This one has a lot of stress into it. But if I can get away from the stress, we can find the wigglies. What Miss Sandra calls the wigglies.
Who pronounces that other word? Leto, something.
What really they are is they're the little worm-like structures, not worms at all, but they're contaminants that are stream-like structures.
Additional elements, not contaminants.
There you go. They're actually all over the place. They're everywhere.
Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, it's really pretty cool. You see this?
I don't think I've seen so many on one.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Not in one spot.
I do. I see a lot of this, but I look at this all day long, so I'm going to move it around a little bit.
Those bright green spots are just the lights and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. We don't live in a dark room. Okay, so this
You
is...
didn't even have to hunt for this one. This one was...
Yeah, I know, kind of cool. And then this is where the fluid is washed off the surface. All right, Jeromy, this is the inside of your Moldavite. Pretty neat. And it's definitely real Moldavite. It's definitely genuine Moldavite. I really never have a question with Sandra's suppliers. So Miss Sandra will clean up this Moldavite, and then she takes it to one of her spaces here in the Southwest to create your jewelry. And I know she always keeps this secret. She doesn't even tell me, but I never really pay attention to that. But anyway, she'll make an awesome piece. Is this the top? Is that
Yes.
the top? That's the
Thank
bottom.
you.
I'm getting better.
You're getting there.
I'm getting better at that, babe. All right. Anyway, fantastic, wonderful piece of Moldavite, and she will make it into a wonderful piece of jewelry at one of her spaces and tell you all about it. Oops. Hope you just love it. Isn't that what you say, babe?
Yes. Okay, thanks a lot, Jeromy. Bye.